No.
I'm going live.
Oh, okay.
We wouldn't take.
It was raining hard. Pretty good.
2 days.
I guess.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, this is Are we live? We are live. So we're live.
Is it raining there?
It is. It's been raining off and on since about 2:30, I think, and coming through in kind of bands.
Well, it's looking like it may start raining here just any time. I don't know.
Where you at? Possum Trot?
I'm at the office. Yeah. No, I'm in Bowling Green.
In the office. That's pretty.
Sort of.
Park a lot of my office. Up to 3 blocks. Okay. So we're still gonna wait for John. There you go. Let's go.
We could say the pledge.
We can say the pledge. John knows the pledge. Linda will lead us there.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Miss Linda. Okay. 5:35. Already running behind the gun. All right, so got some business to take care of tonight, and first order of business is the normal approval of minutes. If we got if anybody have any questions, corrections, or if not, we'll take a motion. Move to adjourn. What? Oh, you can't take any motion. Okay. So we got a motion to accept the minutes.
I'll second.
And a second. So there's got a second. All in favor? Okay, opposed? All right, they've accepted. Thank you for that. Have we got any visitors or petitioners tonight? Recognize it. Looks like the home crowd, maybe people are scared of getting wet. I'd like to talk about a couple of issues before we get going really good. I'm gonna let the marketing director talk about Ameribration. I mean, I wish I knew for sure. I mean, Calvert City does Ameribration, right? It's kind of our thing. And we had a great parade, okay? And the number of people here for the fireworks, I thought really swelled a lot. But I wish we had a really good, accurate number for that sort of thing. But I believe it was a good showing.
I'll try to go by and count it, but.
Try to do that. I guess we could get a drone shot, but then you can't fly them after dark, right? So, I mean, I don't know how you go about estimation of crowds. Yeah. So we don't do that. So.
Count the cars multiplied by 4.
Is that what you do?
Good quote. That's a good estimate.
Well, anyway, we don't have that great number, but I think we had a really good turnout, especially for the fireworks, since since the delay for the 5th was, of course, we got the lucky draw and didn't have a drop of rain all day on the 4th, but the 5th was a very nice evening. It felt a lot better on the 5th than it did on the 4th. So it's kind of a change of plans, and that's stressful, but nonetheless. On Saturday, July the 6th, I made a proclamation and declared July 6th Sprout Davis and Lillian Deeds Day in Calvert City. And First Baptist Church had a party for these two who are 100 years old, high school classmates, graduated Calvert City High School. And Pearl Holmes was there. So you have 3 classmates, that kind of longevity, and that's something special. And so First Baptist, they're really, really nice get together reception for them. Lloyd was there, and some nice pictures were made, and had some nice displays. And I think my comment is, next time somebody wants to talk about the quality of life in Calvert City, we're just going to have them catch Sprout as he's getting ready to work out across the street over here, and they can interview Sprout. And one-on-one is great, as long as you can get the hearing aids under control. And in crowds, it's always difficult, but had some nice visits, and those were some special people. with that said, without visitors or petitioners, I don't have any other comments on that. Old business to report on. I don't know of any real pressing issues in old business other than the projects report. And we'll get to that real quick.
Okay.
New business. Anyone got any new business we'd like to talk about? Okay. Well, it's the first month of the new budget year. Got the budget done on time, and we're operating in that world now. So that's always good news. Blair, marketing director's report.
I'll be quick. We'll just shoot off some dates here, but we have, of course, Celebration was great, but on to the next one.
Well, before Maribration, let's not forget pickling.
And pickleball. That
Pickleball
awesome.
was, and we've had a Maribration,
That feels like months.
a
ago.
had the beauty pageant, right?
Beauty
Had the beauty
yes, that
pageant.
too. That was also several months ago too. Yeah, the pickleball tournament was awesome. Just quick stats on that. There were 214 people that participated. And Louisville also had a tournament the same weekend that we did. They had 230-ish participants and 36 courts. We had 214 and 4 courts. So that just explains how incredibly detailed and organized the event is to be able to get that amount of games played. It's awesome. So a couple of events that are coming up in August. We have the back to school splash, August the 9th. So just welcoming kids back into the park. We'll have a little at the splash pad. It'll be during the Food Truck Friday, which switches to evenings in August, 4:30 to 7:30. So there's that. Then live at the park is going to be August the 23rd. We'll have a live band in the park and during Food Truck Friday, so we'll have food trucks out there. The community-wide yard sale is September the 5th to the 7th. There is a golf cart scavenger hunt on September the 20th. And then on September the 13th and 14th and 15th is going to be the Hot Air Balloon Festival. So keep those in mind. September 13th, 14th, and 15th. And how that goes down is the 13th and 14th, it'll be from 6 to 9 p.m. in the evening, and it'll be a balloon blow. So they can be tethered, you pay to tether, go up and down in balloons. But we'll have some live music there and other activities. But it is in Memorial Park. We were able to move that to Memorial Park. There'll be 10 balloons, up to 10 balloons. That
Great.
So that's on Friday and Saturday at night. On Saturday morning, there is a they will have like a competition. It's called a Fox and the Hound, I guess, where they fight, they don't fight, sorry. They compete to get to a location, which is gonna be Doctor's Park. So there'll be like an X in the middle of this field right here. There'll be like an X, and they have to be 5 miles out, and then they compete to see who could get there the first. So that's like super early in the morning, like 6:30 in the morning. You've got to get up early to see that, but I think that would be really cool. Also, if you want to participate, like if you own 3 acres or more and have some open field space, they ask that you can let them know that it's okay for us to use their space. So I'll be putting out information about that. So if you know anyone that has acreage that would be willing to let a hot air balloon take off from there, that would be great. Also, they need to have safe landing spaces. So let's say that they're up and they're flying, something happens and they need to land quickly. If you lay out a white sheet, you have 2 to 3 acres. If you lay out a white sheet, then as they're flying, they know that that place is safe to land in. So keep those 2 things in mind. But other than that, that's
Do they have a list of criteria for that landing or takeoff spot? I mean,
no, it just has, I mean, it just
clear
has
and
to be a
level or
field.
what?
Field to, they said more than 3 acres or 3 to, or more acres. So just an open field and
Clear, okay.
yeah.
So be sure to tell you that it's available and lay out a white sheet.
Correct.
And that'll look, okay.
You got it.
If you have anything on, or have you got to the, household waste cleanup in September?
So there's a household waste in September at a yet to be announced date.
No,
No, I haven't. It just,
you got it?
what,
I have to look it up. I can't remember the actual date, but I do know it's in September.
And that's a pretty well used event. And it's
Mhm.
September 21st.
21st.
September 21st from 8
Eight.
AM to 12 PM
That's correct.
in Doctor's Park. That'll be our normal, drop off things that you can't normally get rid of.
And for anybody who's not experienced the hot air thing, it is really cool. The balloon glow at night, that's a really cool event.
Did you just do that with Greg?
They had one, we went over to pedal the weekend of the pickleball tournament. We went to Tour de Corn to learn more about putting on bicycle events. And they just happened to have one at the Soxton Rodeo Ground. And
So
so
you didn't know it was gonna be there?
didn't know ahead of time, but I would plan a trip for that. I mean, I really like them. I first experienced them. Kingsport, Tennessee used to have those all the time. So the nighttime light, and there's going to be food trucks there too, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's going to be a great event. And we really need to get the word out. That'll be one to remember if you've never experienced one before. It's pretty cool.
What we're looking for too is to do, kind of make it like an old timey carnival-like theme. So we're looking for businesses, churches, organizations to, say that they'll help with the game. We can provide the game stuff. I just need people to work the booth. So if you know anyone that would consider that, let me know. I haven't sent that out, but I'm planning on the next couple of days getting that out.
It's all on the soccer field side.
Yes, yeah,
10 of them.
10 of them.
That'll be full over there.
It will be on the right side. Yeah. All I got.
Okay. Well, Blair, I want to thank you for, I know July is July and December are your two really crazy times. And I think everything went off well. You know, when it came time to make a call on the fireworks, we made the best decision you can at the time. And I hated we moved it. And we did miss a step on that, and without a drop here, I got ran off the lake that day personally. The pontoon boat, we had to exit. So, it's scattered showers and different things, but I believe that the Friday night weather was fantastic. So it's a hard call to make, but
Hey, I was driving to get fireworks and it did sprinkle on my dad.
okay. So it did rain in Calvert. Okay. All right. This
Some wind and stuff here.
Yeah.
I went around on the lake.
Yeah.
We got home, I get it block boxes from the west side of our house over to the neighbor's house. to
Yeah.
the east side.
different areas of the counties got hit on two different occasions. So you never know. That's the luck of the draw. She's our weather queen after the 150. The 150, that whole week was amazing. So
Yeah.
she's kind of used up her good luck on that, maybe. All right. So we're going to go through a quick project report, hit the highlights. Is there?
Got about three things on that one. We got finished up, Old Gilbert to the Highway and West Second, those are done. So the paving from last year is completed. Then we also, they're working on the restrooms, of course, and the new year budget. What else might get? Water line. Yeah, they're working on the water line as well for the parks and down here at Dr. Park. So we're gonna fix it. We're gonna replace the whole line and fix it. So we've got that going. 10th Avenue coming along really well. And that's about it right now. 4th of July had us wrapped up with all the activities going there. So that's kind of limited what we've been doing outside that. So that's all I've got right now as far as project reports. We're getting ready to get fired up for the new year. So on some of the other stuff. So.
What you got?
So-
Okay. All right. Dan from Utilities Department, you got a report, Dan or Tim?
The only thing we got, Dean, is that we posted, positions to replace some operations. And, then projects are all on track moving forward now, like it's supposed to be.
Okay.
It's good.
So just to let you know, we will be looking for, Tim, we're looking for a superintendent for water again. and we've had a great period of time for a couple of years and I think made great strides. And so, you know, we're going to be going public advertising for that one, as well, and making sure we keep utilities stocked with great labor, great know-how. It's going to be hard shoes to fill. All right. Chief Davis.
Our medical calls are still there, which they're gonna be. Luckily, the fires are not where you would expect them this time of year, but we kind of settled down a little bit. Thank goodness.
Good being out of the
Got a
fire.
new truck, got it lettered. Got some good compliments on it. Process now, deciding how we're gonna light it up, so.
Okay.
There's so many options out here. It's hard to decide.
Well, appreciate seeing the old truck out. I think everybody likes seeing it sitting in the parking lot. Get it out of the barn every now and then, see some daylight.
Put some quick work if that happens.
Well, it still runs very good. It doesn't have air conditioning and it's got some theft deterrent with it just because of its age. Not many people know how to do it. Chief Cannon, you got anything?
Yeah, we started off this new budget cycle. We were able to pick up a new police car last week. It's currently getting outfitted and I got some numbers for you guys. So I went ahead and figured out what we've done since the beginning of January to the end of June. So far, we're up to 12,009 calls. So a lot of that is self-initiated activity, like our extra patrols and alcohol patrols and stuff like that. But there's some serious stuff that's happened as well. So as far as criminal charges, we got about 244 is now, and it's everything from speeding to sexual abuse, burglary, possession of meth, you name it, we've been dealing with.
What was the number again?
244.
Okay.
So that's actually, maybe it's a little bit lower than it was last year at this time.
Good. Things are looking up.
Good thing. And hopefully next month we'll be able to introduce a new police officer as well. So we've done some background work, some screening, and we give a gentleman an offer, and hopefully if he accepts it, we'll have him meet you guys next month. That's all I have for right now. If you have any questions.
What's our number of officers?
Right now there's 7 sworn and then 1 civilian clerk. So we'll have hopefully 8. That's it. That's all I got.
And last, but certainly not least, how about the airport? Well, you're last this time. Usually, you're the hired help. We usually let you get first in line, but this time you're taking up the caboose.
Well, it's good to be back.
Okay.
During June, I don't know who they are, but they conducted the scope and inventory session on the PAPI and reels
Okay.
and the acronyms that you're all so familiar with. I won't have to tell you what they're. That is now in the design and bid package phase. Should be going out for bid. Well, it's going to review it because it's their PAPI and reel system, so it'll probably take 2 or 3 months. We have reached a verbal agreement with the much delayed airport layout plan with the state. That is on the scope and fee. We've rewritten the scope. That paperwork should be going to them this week. And again, we expect, because we have a verbal agreement, we expect signature shortly after that. And we'll get moving on that. The good news is that we're making progress on putting together one of the phases of the airport layout plan, which is a land use plan for the area, which would identify locations, appropriate locations for hangars and such support facilities. And last but not least, I've been inquiring with the state about the status of the fence project, and the only conversations I've had has been with crickets.
Crickets.
So, hopefully we'll have some movement there in the next couple of months.
Documents.
That's all I have.
What's the documents that were signed recently on the fence project?
I have no idea.
Well, we need to make sure you know what they are.
Yes, I need to make sure I know what they're.
Okay, so we had some documents come by on that fence project about 2 weeks ago.
I think it was the one.
It was probably our selection for the project
Okay,
to
Alright.
design and because we're waiting for the state to complete phase one. And there's no indication from the state that they've even started phase one.
hmm,
So until phase one is more than well on the way, there won't be any phase two or three. Yes,
One of
ma'am.
them that was signed is one that you had said, they said we do have the money and it is put back and it will be there for us for that one project.
There you go.
That was,
See,
that was.
totally under control. No problem at all. Thank you.
okay, well, thank you very much. So go around the room. So anybody, any of the council members got something on their mind they'd like to bring to attention? Need to get anything?
I do.
Okay,
I was thinking this afternoon and my husband says it's dangerous when that happens, but Chris didn't file for reelection. He will be leaving the council. And we have two very capable new people in the mix that are candidates. So we will definitely have a different group here next year in January. At least one new person, could be two new people.
Okay.
This council came together and we have the generator grant.
okay,
And we've had that. I would like to request that we put that on the fast track, please, and that we could complete that while we are still one group.
very good.
So that's my request.
All right. And that's a request to me. I mean, that's
Well,
that's
I mean,
been.
I think Mark.
No,
is-
that's serious. Mark has offered to help and we've had some preliminary conversation. It's just been, we're in summer vacation season and all that kind of stuff, but yes, we'll step it up.
And I
That's a
still,
very good point.
and
I mean,
I still have some information there. If he would like to have it, I still have it on my computer, some rough things that we drew up if
Okay.
he would like to.
and
have that.
we've got some rough things too, and we actually built on that already.
Okay.
Okay, so it's just a matter of publishing that and getting the proposals back.
Yeah, and then,
And how we need to write that is such that when the group gets together to evaluate the grants, we need to describe what a good proposal looks like to be complete so everybody can put their best foot forward to, making a competitive offering. And that's just been delayed and that's my fault. Okay, I mean, it is. And so you don't have to, I hear you. And it's a very good reasoning too. So,
that's all.
Jeremy? Okay. Ralph? Okay.
I do. So I received a text message and it was a good text message. They seemed to be very knowledgeable. And I took a screenshot of it and I wish I would have had more time today so I could have typed it up. I would like to type it up and, maybe send it to Gene and let him share with everybody. Someone wanted us to consider a fireworks ordinance. And then they give examples of some other ordinance that had taken place. So this is definitely something that could be doable, but with some thought. One, would it simply just run our police from one house to the next, from one side of the city to the next for one whole night? Maybe 2 to 3 whole night. Anyway, just things to think about.
Right.
Would it be necessary? How many complaints have they had this year? Maybe would be something to take into consideration. But I will take time this week to type
Okay.
up what they had said so that everyone can see it. And that's just something to think about, have in the back of your minds. The second thing, I think I need to speak with Brad about this. There is a house that has some drainage. I don't know if they want me to say exactly what house it is on YouTube Live. So I'll speak to you afterwards if that's okay. You will be familiar with the home.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Got a street?
Yes,
Okay.
Evergreen.
Evergreen. All right. We, we have several drainage type issues, as we go, and we've corrected some major ones just recently. So, yeah, sure. Golf carts, talking about getting text messages and ordinances, and golf carts seem to be primary importance. We love our golf carts. And we have an ordinance that enables its use, which is commonly ignored, in a lot of different ways. I got an anonymous, handwritten note that I shared with the chief, and he talked to the officers, and I think they've stepped up some compliance in several areas on that. So I know Blair's put up some things for public information and items like that, but golf carts can pose quite a hazard, and people love our trails. And, I'd like to go on record and have a big lecture to people about, whatever. I mean, the pedestrians take primacy over vehicular traffic on the multi-use trails. That gets lost a little bit. But overall, I think they add a flavor to the community we really like, and we don't want to lose that flavor. And the officers don't shy away from enforcement. And, it's how, a lot of people speed. A lot of people speed, and that's one. There's no doubt about it. Obeying the speed limit reduces traffic hazards and has less accidents and less injuries, less deaths. We've got a city ordinance that's workable within the state's framework, and it's one that we really I think as a community identify in that. We have again, during fireworks, everybody wants to come here and unload their vehicle, and overall I didn't see a lot of crazy stuff during a holiday, but man, when you get that many people and those vehicles moving around, you sometimes think you're lucky stars. But we had a lot of people enjoy the fireworks from their carts, and I think it adds a small town flavor. But really, folks, I mean, you got to think how minors are traveling, how they're in the cart, how they're strapped in the cart, who's operating the cart. It's always got to be a licensed driver. And, with their people are going to get cited for that if you catch that not happening, and it's going to be cited. And then sometimes when you have those things that are so difficult, when people just let their minor children run willy-nilly with a cart all over the place, that's probably the worst violation that we have. And we do write some tickets and talk to some parents and enforce that. And I think that note came in just after our last meeting, and we've had some conversations, and I think we've stepped up a bit. Fact of the matter is the court systems have a lot of important things to do, and they got a lot of stuff on the docket. And, our local ordinances like fireworks and stuff are there to make everybody a better neighbor, and we need to have them. And then what degree of enforcement is necessary to make sure that people are mindful of them. So there you have it.
I've seen people with young children holding them on the side.
Outside
of the
I have
car
seen
and
that.
driving, it just kills me. And another thing, just while you're lecturing, that they obey traffic. Their golf carts are supposed to stop at stop signs.
Oh, and that's frightening. Sometimes
And
they
that's very
think that
frightening,
they,
especially Fifth and Oak Park.
Yep.
I don't know how many times, and if I see one, I will try to stop and let them go, but I've seen times when they just barreled across there.
you like to take a picture of dad holding that child on the outboard side of the
Well,
car.
when they ran the stop line, wasn't the same thing. as
Yeah.
Fifth, but still,
Well,
I mean,
I have seen that so many times. You think you saw it once. I can't believe I saw that, but I've seen it numerous times. You got a cart full of people and parents holding the arm child outside the golf cart. And you took a picture and showed it to them. Stopping and correct them is going to be inflammation, and the communication is not going to happen. But I think any reasonable person would see the hazard in that. And, and it's just a situation that we just got to stay on our toes. And, we love the aspect that it lends to the community. You'd hate to have to end it if you can't police it and you end up having incidents. But the fact of the matter is, we've been lucky, I think, that we haven't had that. And just, I don't know how you get folks to.
I think in Princeton there was a motorcycle accident.
Oh, wow. And that's what set me off too on this conversation. I can't even imagine the details went through there, and obviously don't know them, so we can't contact, but that's a heartbreaker. So anyway, with that said, we've been through everyone, I think, and council. And so at this stage of what's going on, I would like to ask for an executive session. Okay. And there's a reason for this executive session, and I don't know who's going to go into the reason for the executive session.
Greg, have
Greg?
you got
I
it,
will.
Greg?
Yeah, I've got it. we would like to consider a proposal for an executive session to allow for the discussion between the city council and a business entity concerning a specific proposal that could jeopardize the siting of a business in Calvert City if it was subject to open discussion. The purpose for the executive session will be to protect the confidentiality and the business purposes of a private entity. The statute that authorizes this executive session is KRS 61.810 subsection 1 subparagraph G, which specifically recites that an exception to open meetings is discussion between a public agency and a representative of a business entity and discussions concerning a specific proposal. If open discussions would jeopardize the siting, retention, expansion, or upgrading of the business. I apologize for the motorcycle. And having made that announcement, you may now consider a motion to go into executive session if you wish.
Oh, let's repeat that since it broke up. So KRS 61.810 subsection G, discussions between a public
Agency and a representative of a business
entity and discussions concerning a specific proposal. If open discussions would jeopardize the siting, retention, expansion, or upgrading of the business. So that's what we're talking about. So it'll take a motion and a second and a vote to go to executive session. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so we're gonna have an executive session and we're not gonna take any action afterwards. If something changes, I promise I'll call press, okay? I'll call.
Appreciate that.
And, but this is oh, okay.